some very good esports news now for you. So G2 Gozen wins the first ever Valorant Game Changers Championship. History has been created as G2 Gozen pulled out an insane reverse sweep against Shopify Rebellion to win the first ever Valorant Game Changers Championship. Check this out.
Noted as of yet, but no flower falls position here. Mary breathing down her neck.
Okay, Mary.
She
Checks it!
No way!
Heartbreak for Flowerful with just two remaining. Benita and KP with it all to do now. Tournament life on the line, and KP is still trying to fight the good fight for them. Spike now in. Tries to send Hunter's Fury. Benita on the chopping block is Giuliano hunting her down once again, but she succeeds. And now it's all on one. KP's gone! And G2, a lifetime of greatness forged in finals like this. And the Game Changers Championship winners. Two different titles, so many finals, and they've done it again.
Oh, absolutely deserved win there as well. And player Mary was actually the youngest in the tournament, and apparently she's been shining throughout as well, which is absolutely wonderful to see. And now, Joe, with Rabia on the show, we're going to have a little bit more of a chat about that one. How are you, Rabia? Thank you for joining us.
Hi, I'm good. What about you?
I'm good, thank you. Not bad. Monday, but we're all good. We're getting through, so it's all good. So can you break down for us what happened at Game Changers over the weekend?
I mean, when the event started, Cloud9 and G2 were like surely the favorites,
Yeah.
and it's not surprising that G2 came to the finals. But what if the very first day they gave us experience of the two strong contenders, Cloud9 versus G2. It was pretty crazy. Just not because they were the giants, but also because it was NA versus EU, which is like the long rivalry that was going on. So G2 won that game, and thanks to Mimi's insane clutches on the deciding map Pearl. And from there, Cloud9 was pushed to the lower bracket, and G2 from there comfortably qualified for the finals. But the lower bracket gave us one hidden gem, Shopify Rebellion. I mean, in they just performed insanely against the experienced Cloud9 team and sent them home. And then after that, they beat Liquid as well to qualify for the finals against G2. And from there, the finals was like a whole different story that happened over the weekend. Um, where Shopify was about to snatch the trophy from G2. They were like very close, but G2 pulled out like a shocker. I mean, it was definitely heartbreaking for Shopify. But what G2 did was pretty insane. I mean, Shopify was 2-0 in the series, and they had to just like win one more game to lift the trophy and to be the first ever Valorant Game Changers champions. But G2 pulled out like an insane reverse sweep. And however, you know, Shopify did play quite well. I mean, even though they were not able to capitalize on how they started, they still were able to push G2 up to their limits. And that's what G2 players think, as well as they mentioned in the press conference yesterday also. So, but like overall, to sum up, it was the best start that everyone could ever hope for the first ever Game Changers Championship.
Yeah, it sounded like it was intense. It looked like it went down really well. Do you think that most people thought Shopify was going to take the trophy then? Do you think G2 did come in as the underdogs for this?
Um, and I would say, I mean, um, to be honestly, nobody imagined that G2 would be able to pull this off after Shopify led the series by 2-0. It was like nearly impossible for them.
Yeah.
But like miracles do happen, and I think it was one of those days for G2. And I think in the first two games, they looked like they were a bit distracted or discoordinated, and it almost felt like they were not able to get the positions of Shopify players right, and that set them like in a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
However, that's where experience comes into play. I mean, even after losing two maps, you don't lose the hope of winning. You, you start fresh in every new map, and that's what G2 did. The result, they won the next two games by a huge margin,
Yeah.
and their huge credit should be given to Mary. She was like the youngest player in the whole tournament. She was just 16, and she played. Um, yeah, I mean, she played with so much maturity, and it was like commendable. The decider map was Breeze, and to counter Juliana's Reina, what Sandra did, she also picked up Reina instead of Neon, which was her comfortable agent on that map. I mean, they tried to counter it, but I think that plan backfired because she went out of the comfort zone, but she wasn't very familiar with how to play Reina. So, and in addition to this, Breeze was like one of the strongest maps of G2. I mean, they have never lost on that map ever, like in any Game Changer series. So both facts they did added up, and G2 just like crushed them in the final lap as well. I mean, I when I asked Mimi about her decision, Saunders' decision yesterday in the press conference,
Yeah.
she said they were like prepared for it, even though they were a bit surprised. But like it was not the first time that the the opponents tried to copy what they used to do, and they should be ready to face the consequences. Um, so like Shopify couldn't do much in the final map because of this, and G2 made history by pulling the first ever reverse sweep in the whole VCT circuit ever.
Wow.
And the other thing we all know, they are the first ever champions as well.
That's it. It's so, Rabia, there was also like, although it was a great win for G2, there was a little bit of controversy as well. And Shopify Rebellion coach actually got banned from the Game Changer finals over an obscene gesture. So this has cost Shopify Rebellion's head coach the opportunity to help his team during the VCT Game Changers Championship Grand Finals. Basically, what happened was Shopify Rebellion had, the short stick during the usual trash talk and banter that comes along with being a competitor, and things got a little bit heated, and as things escalated, Rob Wiz basically had a very unsportsmanlike moment, and the reaction was, as you can see, not fantastic. Very, very immature in a way. I know things get heated in these games, but it is really immature. And according to Riot Games, they've made a statement saying that the Valorant Esports Twitter account, that it was confirmed that Rob Wiz's offensive gesture breached Rule 712 of the Global Competition Policy, being awarded a suspension from his next match and a fine for his actions. So it's not been very good at all. I mean, Rabia, what do you think to that kind of behaviour during an esports match? I mean, it's just a bit unjustified, isn't it? Why do that?
I mean, they did fine him and they suspended him for the next match, but I mean, for this, right, received actually huge criticism from the community, to be honest.
Yeah.
And even I think that it was not the right decision, given that the team I mean, it was the finals, right? I mean, if it was
Yeah.
another group stage map, it wouldn't have been a big deal, maybe. But like, for Shopify, it was. I mean, going into the finals without their head coach, uh, this could be one of the reasons that they couldn't win the finals. I mean, they couldn't stay composed as should has sorry as they should be in the final match or whatever. But like, Rai could have just issued a warning and fined him. I mean, was the reaction of the whole committee. Um, and also when everyone asked, Mel also mentioned that they did not ask Riot to take any action, and they were actually talking to Rob after the game that it was actually kind of funny, uh, and I mean they go back. I mean their rivalry is well known, and I think things like this is they they sometimes do happen, but like, giving the suspension for the final games, it was a bit harsh. I mean, yeah, I mean, C9, everyone from C9, they actually took a picture
Yeah.
with Rob.
I think
They
that's
actually took a picture with Rob, and
Yeah, I think that's it. I think, unfortunately, yeah, that's the way it is. I mean, it's a shame it
I was
taints
just
esports so much, which is such a shame. But thank you for joining us, Rabia. It's been great to have you.